Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation, trying to find the stabilizing syllability for what is sensorality. So what is the theme of logic, right? People use the word logic all of the time, I do, right? Kurt Gödel was a logician, right? What's the difference between logic and mathematics? What is the theme of logic? Again, I would say consistency, right? We have discrete objects, we have all people experiencing the same physical processes, they then make the same sounds to represent those physical processes, words, and so logic has to be consistent. If you take any statement and it is not logically consistent, square blue left up, and you just said what, has no meaning, right? It's not logical, it's not consistent. Well, I guess consistency would be to the structure. Like if you had a complete sentence, but it was still nonsense, that would still be consistent. Massive is enormous. Sensoricality is systemic. Corruption is systemic. And so now again, we take these forms of the words, and again, like I said, context defines the variable. The words used around other words are like similar logically in a deduction. And so people will say, systemic corruption. Corruption is systemic. Systemicality is algorithmicality. A protocol is a system. What is the relationship of systemicality and symmetricality? Right, you can hear the phonetics being close, you can clearly see the linguistical similarity. Again, we're going to show this iteration of sensorality. What's a stem to a metric? And you might see again these words, right? Systemicality and symmetricality, the base words being stem and metric. So that's kind of what we're doing with sensorality, is we're going to have it kind of packaged up in this prefix and suffix, and it's paired to another base word. And then, that gives us our definition. Because like I said, I'm not producing the definitions. These words are just naturally defined. And it's because of this fundamental stability of two. Sensorality is metricality. Perversion is demented. Demented is deranged. Sensorality is systematicality, right? Systemic, systematic. Systematicality is systemic. You just add an at. An algorithm is systematic. Sensorality is a system of senses. So now again, you can hear kind of like the rhyming, and we're just inserting logic to get enough letters to have this defining sequence of syllability. Sensation is systematic. Sensorality is systematicality. Sensorality is sourcenicality. Sensorality is senicality. Sensorality is vernality. This is another one I encountered out in the wild. Again, very clear with that E and the A. Vernal, life. The fountain of youth is vernal, a vernal fountain. But I saw it out on one of my walks. They called it a vernal pond. Chirality inverts. Chirality, chivalry. Sensorality is invertality. Sensorality is chivalrality. Sensorality is virality. Sensorality is a predicament. A problem is a predicament. Sensorality is sociality. Sensorality is society. Society-ciality. Sensorality is societality. Sensorality is societality. Sensorality is eternality. Eternality. So now again, I always come in these cumbersome pronunciations where it's like it ends in an L, and then I kind of have to rework it. It was the same exact thing with speciality. Because again, we're deriving the structure of words and words that we already use, words that I've personally already used throughout my whole entire life. And so as you start thinking of the words you say, and it's like, what is going on? Eternal, external. What is a frequency to a rhythm? Right? Vibration regulates frequency, rhythm regulates momentum. What is frequency to momentum? Right? If something has more momentum, mass times velocity, it's going faster. So frequency is proportional to rhythm. Again, just trying to find the right question to ask to produce that will lock up with everybody's intuition. Conceptualization is all consistent throughout the sentience, throughout the species. and it will literally stabilize. Again, like, I'm sure if you're actually watching this, and nobody on YouTube is, but you're like, I said, where is this going? What are we doing? It's like, that's like literally physically will stabilize your personal logic and personal intuition. And so just trying to find the right question. What is frequency to momentum? Again, more momentum produces a higher frequency. What is memory to momentum? Right? How does memory relate to momentum? Something has a lot of momentum. Right? It's a big, exciting moment. You're at a game. You're building a business. I would say it's more memorable. So I would say memory is proportional to momentum. And so it's like, trying to find this connection where, like, again, memory and momentum, you can see the linguistic similarity, and then just trying to connect the logic. Once we connect the logic, then we'll connect the two base pair words, and then the reduction of sensorality will be trivial. But as always, the purpose of scientific research is to try to find the right question to ask. Because nothing is difficult. All scientific truth is inevitable in hindsight, and it's all about human beings, sentience, having the ability to make choice, and your intuition can be wrong. So, kind of double-edged sword. You can make choices, but they can be wrong. And so, but it overall increases efficiency, and on a personal level, that is what I'm doing. And everybody following along behind closed doors, you are criminals. I just sent off a very nice email to my quote-unquote alcohol business partners. I just don't know how to wake up every single day and see a world just pass me by. It is all illegal. It is all criminal. And I've given up on any sort of public recognition, on any sort of publication, on any sort of respect of my actual rights, just a little bit of money so I can just turn the shit off and not watch any of it. I'll never participate in society. No one will ever care about me. Nobody will ever love me. I'll never have a career. I'll never have a family. I will just work, 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 and get treated like shit. So I literally just emailed my alcohol partners like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Because they made it very clear. Again, I'll cover that in language litigation. And I'm starting that back up again because might as well run the news cycle, because once I'm done with this proof, it'll take another whole slew of years to even remotely get to the next one if I'm alive to do it. But that is what I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.